These are common vegetables. You know, look at these tiny little cauliflower that I have today that my friend Lasmi got. Today I've got some tomatoes, some shallot, some spring onion, chili. I've got button mushrooms and shiitake mushrooms, and I've got some mint and some coriander, and I've got some purslane in there as well, which is a lovely little weed. And I know I'm going to need omomboshi plum vinegar and tamari. So we got some of that, and what else do we need? Oh, some lettuce cups. Gorgeous little bits of lettuce. So larb is normally eaten, you know, with a bit of cucumber and a bit of lettuce, and it's just this lovely light, fragrant dish. And the rice actually, when you cook this, the rice actually sucks up the fat in the pork, and it brings it all together, which is really interesting. Okay, so firstly, I just want to get this cauliflower chopped up into a pork mince kind of texture, whatever that means, but you get it. And I'm just going to chop it up roughly like this and throw it back straight into the food processor. And just a quick pulse. Okay, perfect. Pan, no oil, see? No oil, hot, hot. Don't do what I do, which is I do that because my hands are asbestos hands. So we're roasting the rice. Why? It's because they said so. So we don't want to make this black or anything, we just want to make this a little bit brown, and you'll see how that'll unfold. It takes a good 10 minutes actually, to be honest. Okay, see how it's becoming a little bit brown? It's smoking, it's a dry roast. I'm constantly moving it around the pan. If you can't do the swirl and flick, just use a spoon. So straight into here. Making sense so far? Are you with me? Good, all right. And you want this to grind down, so I'm going to go straight onto high speed. Have a look how fine that is. You can kind of see there's no big chunks in there at all. It's perfect. Amazing, right? Is we're going to cook the cauliflower and the mushrooms. We'll pop that in there like that. And this is our meat situation here. And then I'm going to dump that into there. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. No salt as yet because we're going to add tamari, and that omomboshi plum vinegar is quite salty. And we just want to cook this. Now you can see this is cooked down, right? It's really cooked down. Everything's doing its thing. This is what we mean by cooking it down. Nothing's burning. That tiny little bit of oil that I put in, because I've been adjusting the heat. Okay, this is perfect. All right, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to dump it into there. See how that's really beautifully cooked down? And like I said, nothing's burnt on there. This is where we add flavour. You can put as much in as little as you like. And I've got some spring onions. Right. And I've got some chilli, and yes, they are big bits. This is a capsicum chilli I call, which is a long chilli which doesn't have much heat in it. Okay, going to add that. And then I'm going to add the tomatoes. And now we're going to add our tamari. Obviously you guys are going to measure yours. And now we need to add some acid, which is some lime juice. Oh my God, that just was amazing. Amazing. Beautiful little salad, this one. Like really sensational. And now we want to taste it to see where we're at. Oh yeah, brilliant. And this is where we add that rice, and that's just going to suck up all that moisture, which is super important. Oh, I'm so glad you're with me on this journey of this amazing plant-based larb. Oh, that's already doing its thing now. It's so good. It's so good. It's so hard to eat. You have to make this. It's like a tomato chili jam situation. And I'm going to use these tomatoes, just a couple of them, to make a little jammy kind of a situation, or a chutney, one could call it, right? A couple of tomatoes, a bit of heat from a chili. Now this ain't a hot chili. It's not a pocket rocket like the Asians use, those little pocket rocket fiery hot little ones. This is mild. Yeah, bird's eye chili, totally. We want a garlic clove and a bit of ginger and some mustard seeds, the cumin powder. What else do we want? And some pineapple. I think that's it. Cinnamon stick, we're gonna need that. And I think that's it, right, Donna? Is that it? I want a bit of texture in this. You want a bit of texture in this. You don't want it to be a mushy kind of situation. So I'm just gonna cut it. Let me just, nice chunks like this. Just nice little chunks, yeah? You want that little bit of texture. Now with the garlic, I'm just gonna smash it and just give it a smash. Just gonna run my knife through just quickly. I wanna cut that chili up. Now with the ginger, I'm gonna cut into slivers like this. So I'm just running my knife through slowly, through it. Just slivers so you get like things isn't like that. Just putting it straight in, all that texture. I want a little bit of cumin, just for flavour. I want these mustard seeds. Why? Because they create that pickling kind of textury, flavoury, balancy-ism in there. Kind of lovely. Over to the stove. Gonna put a little bit of pepper in there. Lid on, high heat. Now I'm not gonna go away anywhere, I'm just gonna hang out in the kitchen. What I want is the heat to grab the pan, to heat up the pan, to start to heat up the situation of glory that's in there, but I don't want it to burn because pineapple has a high sugar content, so it's gonna burn. So I'm just gonna stay with it and I'm gonna watch my stove because I haven't lifted this lid off since we decided we weren't gonna touch it for 3 minutes. And it's doing its thing, it smells lovely. Now I'm gonna taste it. Okay, it needs maple syrup, definitely. I'm just gonna put a dash of this, just a little. Now you wanna taste this. It's it's lovely with that maple. It needs a bit of salt because it is a savoury little chutney. Now what I'm after with balance, I'll put that lid back on. Now I've turned off the heat, you're gonna turn off your heat. Sweet, I can taste the ginger, I've got the heat of the chili at the back of my throat. It's got enough salt in it that it's not too salty, and the acid of the tomato. It's just beautiful. Aglio e olio. It's so romantic, isn't it? Garlic pasta, yeah? There's so many versions out there on YouTube, but this is my one. It's kind of my default meal when I don't have any food in the house. And it's a really cool one actually. A good splash of olive oil in my pan. 4 garlic cloves. Turned off the heat. This is the trick. See how hot it was in the beginning? And just let it emulsify into the oil and cool down. And if some of them are brown, like that particular one, tiny thin one there, take it out. Out you go. Next step to this is I'm going to grab some parsley. A lot of people don't like parsley in their pasta, but I absolutely adore it. It freshens everything up, you know. And just cut it nice and fine like this. And then, okay, you ready? Putting this back on the heat. And I'm going to go a medium heat. Now I'm going to take the pasta, which is just cooked, straight in there. And you're going to just toss that through. Yum! Straight off the heat. Get this out of the way. This is a real great dish. I love it. Sorry, I'm having a moment. It's just coming apart. Oh, all right, here we go.
Everybody's here should eat this actually.
Everybody's here is just kind of like thinking to themselves when you eat it.
Perfect pasta.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The parsley's nice, right? Winning.